Record this to the computer. Okay, so we are recording. I'm so excited for this just because I feel like I just literally pulled off like a sticker. Sorry, like a literal thorn bush off of my blanket. It's fine. Okay, so if y'all don't know AJ, I love her. She's actually my first distributor that I signed with the company, which is like super crazy because our stories are nothing alike, but we like got connected way earlier in life and then reconnected because of this business, and it's just so crazy to see. So I'm so excited for you guys to learn from her tonight and just like take all of her tips. If you don't have a pen and paper ready, grab like your phone notes or just like something that you can like write some stuff down, because I know what she has to say is like literally so good. We were talking about it earlier, so I'm so excited to hear what she has to say. And AJ, you should be able to unmute yourself, but excuse me, I'll mute myself and you can just like introduce yourself and all that jazz.
Sorry, let me turn this off. My music won't turn off, like technology problems. Okay. Hi, I am AJ. I am so excited to just talk to y'all. I just want to like chit chat. So if y'all can like turn on your cameras and we can all just kind of like hang out. And then what she was saying about the pen and paper, I'm just going to ask you some questions. Like we're just going to have like a really real conversation, and I want you to just be honest with yourself and answer the questions, and let's just like, talk. Yeah, I'm so cozy, y'all. I stole these pajamas from my grandma. And I have like Noah's little cozy blanket. So yeah, let's just hang out. Some things that I've been going through personally as a leader, but also just like as a woman, is being real with myself about the things that I don't necessarily want to be real about. And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight, I was like, let's just do that. Because like, I feel like a lot of people, like, sometimes it's kind of scary to be honest with ourselves, and sometimes it's just hard, and sometimes we don't want to. But I think that to grow, that needs to happen, not only for our business, but just like as women. So regarding the business, I know y'all get this question a lot and you've heard this a lot, but your why. Why did you join this business? To be completely honest, I joined because I just wanted some diaper money. I wanted some extra grocery money. I wanted some extra money to pay for diapers and just like stuff, because I was so broke, like dead broke. So just the money aspect really interests me, and I was like, shoot, let's do it. So I signed up, and I quickly realized that it had to be more than money. It had to be more than a paycheck, because there was times when I got so discouraged and I was like, well, shoot, I'll just pick up some extra hours at work, or I'll just get money somewhere else because this is just too hard and I don't want to do it. So you really have to dig deep and think, more than the money, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for the little babies that wake up and they call me mommy every day? Am I doing it for my parents that worked so hard and you just want to give back to them? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it to get out of debt? Like, you have to find a why bigger than money and bigger than yourself, because when it gets hard, you're going to need something to anchor yourself and bring you back to reality. So I know that y'all know, a lot of y'all know that I'm a single mom, and I don't think that I have really told many people like kind of like why I'm a single mom, but just like a little bit about my story. Their dad was physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, in every single way abusive. While I was pregnant with them, before I was pregnant with them, after I was pregnant with them. And to this day, I still have panic attacks thinking about things that have happened, or things that like I worry about, like, is he in my house? Like, are my kids okay? Like, sometimes I wake up in a sweat and I have to check on them and make sure they're asleep and nobody's in my house. And like, that's something that I don't talk about enough, but I feel like we all have our own mountains. And not to say like, if I can do it, you can do it, because my mountain's bigger than yours, because all of our mountains are just as big to us. But I'm just saying that to say we all have our things, but that is my why. I always want to know that my kids are taken care of without his help. I always want to know that like they have more than they need and more than they could ever want. I don't want them to have to settle. I don't want us to ever be in a place where I'm like, well, I'm sorry, your dad's a piece of crap and we're broke. That is my why. My kids will always have diapers. My kids will always have food. My kids will always have toys. And to wake up every day and know that these little people depend on me, I kind of dug deep, and that's my why. So that's just a little bit of my why and my story. But if you can make it more than you, then it becomes, like I said, it's just so much more of an anchor. It's just so much more of a motivation, because I can't look at these little babies and say, you know, mom didn't maintain the last 4 months, and so we're getting evicted. Like, that will never happen. You have to find something to hold you accountable. So maybe that's your family, maybe that's a friend, maybe that's yourself, maybe you're the only one that you rely on. And so are you going to wake up in the morning and know that you're struggling, or are you going to wake up in the morning and know you're doing what you need to do for you because that's what you deserve? So I really want y'all tonight to kind of like the surface, what we always talk about, like, what do you want from this business? And we all want to promote and we all want a bigger check, but more than that, when you get that big check, when you're making 6 figures and you have so much money and you feel like you have everything that you want and everything that you need, what else is there? Because money gets boring.
Do you mind if I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to, I was like unmuting and muting myself because I didn't want to just like interrupt. But something that I feel like I've said in my, like a part of my journey before, and she just said this, and I kind of had like, oh, like, I don't know, just like some dots just kind of aligned for me. And I wanted to like share that with you guys because like I love AJ's heart, and like we are literally the same person, but exactly opposite in every way. But we're also the same in every way. And it's like so funny because like we could go on about that, but it's funny. So something that I just wanted to like share was, so with my journey, I went double diamond 11 months into the business and I quickly lost it. And with losing it, I lost my team. With double, you guys know that you have a diamond and emerald, and that entire diamond leg left the business, left my life, everything. And I did not understand what I did wrong for these people to leave. I was like, I don't understand. Like, God, like you literally just blessed me with like a $5,500 paycheck and you just took it away from me. Like, what did I do wrong? And I could never like wrap my head around like what I did wrong. And it was because like I was selfish, and I joined this business for selfish reasons. And I honestly feel like we all do. Like, I mean, you can like say it's selfish or say it's not. AJ wanted diaper money, but I mean, that's obviously for her kids, but like she all like, you know what I mean? So like I joined this business for extra money for me. I didn't join to help my parents pay off their medical debt like I'm able to do now. I didn't join to support my boyfriend in our apartment and to move out and like to do all of these things. But with like growth and that self-development, it like led me to this. And like, I'm going to tie this back. Like with that being said, just like I joined this business for selfish reasons. And when those things happened and I had to like sit back and point the finger at myself, and I was like, Cheyenne, like, you know, you a baddie, but like you did this. Like you are a selfish leader. You were an angry leader. And like, you were the reason why like this happened. And like, it was hard. Like I had to do that. And just like AJ saying that, just like kind of like, she is the person that made me realize like what I was doing was wrong without her even realizing it. I mean, like I've probably never told this to her just because it just like kind of hit me. Cause I mean, I was looking back at it whenever, like I was just kind of thinking about it, and I had like the other half of my chart, which was like AJ's team, was ultimately all I had. And I was like looking at these people and like I almost canceled and I almost quit my business again. That would have been the second time that I quit because I thought that I wasn't enough. But I looked at them, and I looked at AJ with her 2 babies, and I looked at Danny, who I was like becoming super good friends with, Morgan, who joined my team, Emily Powell. Like I can literally just go on and on and on about all of these people that had joined me and that they trusted me even when I was being that selfish person. And that now, like, all of these people are some of the strongest leaders on my team because I put their needs above my own. And that is hard for me. And that's something that, like, I'm constantly learning how to do every single day. But ultimately, like, I understand that we join this for selfish reasons, but the moment that, like, you put, like, I just know for myself, and, like, I have it right here. I don't know if I can get it up because it's like a post-it note, but we'll rip it. We'll retape it down. But it says, like, do it anyway at the top, and it says, like, your team, your girls, and your family. Because, like, when this gets hard, I think about Nova and Isaac. I think about Danny. I think, which are AJ's kids, by the way. Like, I think about AJ. And, like, I think about all of my friends. And, like, I think about Ellie and Jordan. And, like, I have such an abundant list of friends, which something that's never been in my life before. Oh, just threw my Apple pen on the ground, which is, like, because I put their needs in front of my own. And, like, I know this kind of, like, went on a tangent, but, like, I just, like, cannot express that enough. And, like, when you, like, look at your chart and you're just like, I mean, like, for me going Prez, I have one girl that's going triple diamond, 3 girls that are going double diamond, 5 girls that are going diamond, so many emeralds, so many rubies. And those are so many lives that are going to change. And I literally look at this chart being however many thousands of way that I am, I don't even care because I get to help so many of you guys experience the things that I've been able to experience with this. And once you, like, get that mindset and you, like, understand, like, this isn't just about you anymore, it will literally completely change your business. Because as soon as I realized that, 3 months later, I was triple diamond. And, like, that just, like, completely changed my business. And I didn't realize that, like, I obviously knew that that had happened, but I didn't realize that it was AJ who flipped my mindset about that, probably without even realizing it. So, like I said, sorry, that was kind of a tangent. I just, like, had an epiphany and I was like, oh my God, I just had to share it with you guys. So AJ, continue. I'm sorry.
No. I love that. That's what I was saying in the beginning. Like, I really just want to talk like girlfriends, and let's just, like, be honest and have an honest conversation. So, like, anybody else at any time, you can, like, interrupt me. Like, let's just have a heart to heart and, like, get everything out. And, like, going off what you were saying, like, that was my next point. Like, it's not just about my kids, because in a way that's still a little bit selfish because that's still me. It's about my team who needs to pay their rent. It's about my team who wants to move out. It's about my team who life things come up and happen and they need to make more money. So how am I going to just step back and quit? And all of these people look at me and they're like, you brought me here, now what do I do? So it's more than just us. It's more than just what we have on our dream board and what paycheck we want. It's everybody underneath us that's looking at us and they're like, okay, I trusted you to get me this far. Can you help me through it? And that's our job as leaders. And if you're not a leader yet, you will be. And so I just, like, that's just, like, a really big deal to me. And then going off of that, something that I've always my whole life struggled with was, like, what is my worth, or what is my value in this equation? So, like, to be completely vulnerable, sometimes, like, as a leader, I'm like, okay, like, what do I add to this? What can I do for y'all? What can I do better for y'all? And so you might have to sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and be real and just say, like, okay, this is my value as a person. I'm yellow and I'm very yellow. And sometimes it's hard in this business because I want to be red so bad, but I'm not. And I had to embrace that. And I had to say, sometimes somebody needs somebody to sit down and say, like, it's okay, girl. I'm proud of you. Let's do this. Instead of, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it. And, like, I love reds. Like Cheyenne was saying earlier, she's the other half of me. But I finally found value in my yellow. So that's my second question. What is your value? What do you add to your team? And if you don't know, call your leader, call your girlfriends, say, like, can you just, like, level me? And, like, don't be scared to say that, because sometimes it's really hard for us to look at ourselves and pick out the good things about ourselves. Sometimes we need a girlfriend, or sometimes we need a leader to say, like, I love this about you. Every single one of us has a handful of traits that nobody else has. Nobody else in this business, nobody else in this world. We are all individually created and beautifully made. So something that I've struggled with, like I said, was, like, knowing that. And that's just kind of, like, been my walk with Jesus to find that out, but also just like as a woman, like it's hard, and it's hard to be young, and it's hard to be like unexperienced about things, and we're all learning. But if y'all are ever just feeling like crap about yourself, call me or call somebody, because that reflects what happens in your business, that reflects what happens around you, that affects your friends and your family and all the people that love you. And as leaders, and especially like all of y'all are ranking up. All of y'all on this Zoom have goals and are just going to rank up like this summer. Like we are on fire. And so y'all are going to be emerald, and y'all are going to be double. And I mean, y'all are going to be diamond, and then double, and then triple, and then prez. And so to know your worth and walk with that in a straight line and pull everybody towards you and near you is just so powerful. I hope y'all like see what I'm trying to say. I'm so visual, so I'm trying to like put words to my thoughts. But yeah, and if you feel like, so like a conversation that I had with another one of the leaders on our team the other day, she said, you are not open enough and honest enough with your team, in short. And so like for me, I'm really, really private. Like I just don't like to talk about my life. I don't like to talk about like things that have happened. I don't like pity or sympathy, or like that's just not me as a person. And I had this moment and I realized all of these things that I go through, somebody can relate. All of these things that I go through, I'm paving a path to show somebody that you are worthy, one, you can do it, two, and like follow me. And it took me a long time to realize that, because maybe not everybody's a single mom, but there's young moms and there are single moms, and there are people that have been in abusive situations. There are people that are alone. There are people that are in school. Like I can connect to so many different women. And I feel like our job as leaders is to be honest and just say like, this is what I'm going through. This is what I've been through, but we got this, because we're setting an example and we're showing other people that you can do it. And if you don't believe that in yourself yet, then you're not going to get very far, because every single one of us has worth and we all have a story. So I guess my third, can I count? My third question is, how do I phrase that? What have you been through? What do you go through? What parts of you can you open up more in your comfort zone to connect with your team and to just build those relationships and be that example? And that's a hard question, and that may take a little bit of time. Some of these questions may take some time, but I feel like they're important, and they affect like how we operate and how we work and how we connect with our team. So, and then next, just think about your team. What promotions are your team pushing for this month? Not you, but your team. And so write that down, just like people in what rank they're going to. And if you don't know, that just kind of reflects on you need to connect more with your team, because it's not about you. It's not about your chart and what promotion you want. What does your team want? Because if they don't want it, you're not going diamond this month. If they don't want it, if they're not going to work, you're pulling in all that volume, babe. Like you're doing all that work, and you're going to be frustrated and burnt out, because you're going to build yourself to such a place and then look back and like your team's way back there because they're just not there yet. Sorry, my phone is like glitchy, but I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so obviously we have our own goals and our own agenda, and we push and we fight and we work, but our job as leaders is to not get so tunnel visioned on our own goal that we ignore everybody else. Because in the long run, like I said, you're going to get frustrated, your team's going to get frustrated, people are going to get lost, people are going to get discouraged, and people are going to quit. Always keep the momentum going, but get excited for your team. Say like, I am so excited for you to go Ruby this month. And like, always be loud about your promotion and excited, but also be loud about your team, because it's a team effort. It's not all about you, which is kind of like harsh, but it's not. And you kind of have to get over that and realize that. and then think about, how am I helping my team reach the rank that they want to be at? And if they're not promoting this month, what are they doing this month? Are they building a stronger leg? Are they working on their volume? Are they working on their messaging, their posting? And you as a leader, what are you doing to help them? Because again, if they're lost, they're discouraged. If they're discouraged, they end up quitting. If they quit, it's really hard to bring them back if, like, they have that bad experience the first time. I think that sometimes we get so caught up in, like, y'all, it is July. I am so excited for July. I am so excited for this summer. But it's July 2nd, so we're all excited. We all have goals. Don't let that twiddle out at the end of the month. Like, what did you do last month to lead you to July? And what are you doing in July to lead you to August and September and October? Because it all rolls together. I think that sometimes we're so excited in the beginning of the month, we're excited for our team and we're game planning and doing all the things. And then at the end of the month, it's like, oh, well, this didn't work out how I wanted it to. But like, the first is right around the corner and I'm going to work then. That doesn't work, because that stop and go and that inconsistency, it shows your potentials, that you're not serious and you're not committed, you're not consistent, and therefore, like, how can they trust you? And then second, your team. It's like, okay, she was so excited, but this didn't happen. So like, that hot and cold and stop and go, it doesn't work. Like, look at this business as a rolling ball that gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and your paycheck gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The ball can't stop. I don't know if y'all have ever like rolled a really big snowman, but like, if the snow isn't very hard and you let it sit there, it kind of crumbles. That's what's going to happen to your business.
Something that I wanted to piggyback off of that is, I was reading a book, I was listening to a book, let's be real here. So I was listening to an Audible, and something that they call, I don't remember if it wasn't the title, it was something in the book, but it was called like the domino effect. And that's like exactly what she was saying, just like, it's like a literal snowball, like rolling down and down. So, but like, you can take that in two directions. So how I always looked at the domino effect was like, when I'm literally doing all the things, I know that is going to domino down to AJ, and then she's going to do all the things, and that's going to domino down to Jordan and Danny, and like all of these leaders. And like, I just kind of use y'all as an example, but like, what you do dominoes to your leaders, and then what your leaders do dominoes down to those leaders, and it just kind of like keeps going like down and down and down. And it's just like super important to like keep that excitement all month long, because I'll just be like super transparent with you guys. I was so ready for June 1st. I was like, we are going presidential, like it is happening. I'm like 60,000 away, but like, God is going to bless us with some GV. And then the 8th came, and I saw that paycheck, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, okay. And it kind of stung, but it was like, no, like, I know now that, like, just don't worry about that. Like, okay, that wasn't a good paycheck. I say that. I'm obviously thankful for it, but like, that wasn't the paycheck that I was expecting. I'm just going to double it next month. I can't worry about that. I just have to keep going. But it's like, you have to keep that excitement all month long. Because like, when you're promoting at the end of the month, that's exciting. Like, when I was going triple and Danny was going double, when I was going triple and AJ was going double, I was thinking about like this past or a couple of days ago. Like, we were literally sitting over here on my couch promoting together. Like, that was so much fun. Like, and Shay was here. We were on Zoom with all of our team. Like, that was so much fun. Like, sitting there and just like, oh my God, like, that was the last box. And it was just like, oh my God, like, it's like that anticipation, and it's so freaking exciting. And like, I think about that all month long. And like, especially with this month, like, we're going to be at retreat, and I have like my retreat, like, right after the retreat. And then like, we're going on vacations, and like, it's literally going to be so exciting, because like, we are probably going to promote all together. Like, you can very easily promote on the 29th when we're all sitting over here outside of the pool at my apartment, and we can all promote together. Granted, I don't want you guys to wait till the 29th just to simply promote, but you know what I mean? Like, it can happen, and like, that's just going to be so exciting. And like, I just try to think about that feeling whenever I do get like down. And something that Shay and I were talking about the other day is I think this was on a leader Zoom that we did, but like what drains you and what sustains you. And like what drains me is messaging. I hate messaging. I'll be honest with you guys. I cannot stand it. So I sit down and I do my freaking messages because I have to do them because it's the domino effect. And if I do them, my leaders are going to do them and so on and so forth. And then after that, I'm going to do something that sustains me. And like, honestly, like that's different for everyone. I mean, like for me, there's like so many different things I could think of, like eating mashed potatoes, like that obviously makes me happy. And like things like that. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's just like whenever you do those things that do drain you, you have to flip that right back around and just do something that excites you or think about something. Something that we have been doing in the mornings is like those journaling Zooms. I journal all throughout the day now, which is something I never thought I would do. Just because like I'll think of something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just gotta talk about this. And I just literally talk to myself in my little journal. And it just like really helps. And then Noelle, I'm gonna answer your question real quick in the chat. She said, how do I lead when I still have so much to learn myself when I have DTs? So something, and this is really hard for me, and I'm gonna speak for AJ because I know her, and like we are both very green. And with being green, you have to know every detail, A to Z, on the back of your hand, or you feel like inadequate. You don't feel like you can do it. You just kind of feel like meh. And it's hard because like whenever like I got started, like, I mean, like I joined with Shay and like she was like a longtime family friend, but like it's still Cheyenne Knox, like, oh my God. And like it was so hard to like ask her questions and like ask her for help. But like at the end of the day, she was successful and I wanted to be where she was or is, I guess. And so like I just had to ask, and I sent her like 70 screenshots a day. I still send her screenshots. And like something that's really funny about like when I signed up AJ, like she was my first distributor. I had no idea what I was doing. I hadn't even gotten a paycheck yet. But like I actually looked at this the other day, that's why I remember this. AJ messaged me about the stretch mark cream that I put on my Facebook. And from there, I got her phone number to sign her up. I don't know what happened, but the next day she signed up as a DT. So I don't know how that conversation went to her becoming a distributor, but all I know is I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't understand our comp plan. I didn't understand how we got paid. I just knew that you posted to social media and messaged people. That was ultimately all I knew. So I got on a three-way call. I don't like calling it that because that sounds weird. I got on like a group call with me, Shay, with me, Shay, and AJ. And I basically was like, hi, AJ, this is Shay, like so nervous. And I was like, she's just gonna like tell you her story. Like I just like remember this vividly. I was like sweating so bad. I might as well have been going live on Facebook. And Shay just like took the mic and she just like told her story. And at the end of that phone call, AJ signed up as a DT because like she heard that excitement from her, which like translated into like, okay, yeah, like I need to join this. And
but also like you got excited too.
Yeah, because like after like vibing off that energy, I was like, yeah, like dive in.
Like, and so like the thing about it is like you're new, and that's a little bit like when people ask you questions, never be like, oh, and like freak out because you're new, and that's fine. And just there's so many times where I'm like
we
know
that
like
you're new.
Somebody asked me, I think it was no, it wasn't Emily. It was somebody on a Zoom last night that asked about like how you save lives to something, and I was like, girl, I don't even know, but this is the person to ask. And like just be real and be honest, because like we're all human and we're all learning. And if you try to act like, okay, you do this and like da 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 and like just try to like wing it, that person's gonna get lost and confused, and you're leading them in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
instead of asking a question like if you don't know, that's something that you need to know, and like asking that question answers it for you and then answers it for them. So just being vulnerable and like, I don't know, but also don't feel like you have nothing to contribute. Like if they signed up with you, and there is a lot of other people that they could have signed up with. So just like check in with them and be like, hey girl, how's it going? And just really stay connected, because that's also like what you do as a leader. It's not all about like, this is what we do and this is how we do it and this is the answer to your question. It's more of, I mean, it's not more, but it's also like motivating and connecting and encouraging them.
Yeah, and like something that I wanted to go off along with that is like with those like calls, I don't do those anymore. And like I loved doing those. Like I remember doing those with Shane. Like I was signing DTs left and right whenever I first got started. And that was exciting. Like you'll know the feeling whenever you get that notification on your phone. I signed DT today and I screamed. I think Danny was on Zoom and I was like, I signed a DT because like that's exciting. And like you know that feeling. And like if like you guys like if you have a potential and you're like she needs to join my freaking team, like this homegirl's gonna go Black Diamond tomorrow, then just like text me, message me on Facebook, like I'll give you my phone number, like I don't care, message AJ. And like the same for her, like we can get on those calls with you because like we know like I'm not gonna be able to say this, where you are, we were there. I hope y'all know what I mean. Like we were once in that spot where like we were confused. We didn't understand what we were doing, but like we had to ask for help because if you don't ask, like you're never going to know the answer. Excuse me. So like, and that's like, I mean, it's just like honest. And like, I just remember like, if you are new and you're like nervous about blowing up your enroller's phone with screenshots, please do that, you guys. And like I know AJ can attest for this as well. Like that makes me so excited when like I have girls on my team that want my help. One, because I feel like I have something to offer, and that's like my love language. Is just really like what's the word? Like I'm appreciated, I guess. Just like someone like wanting to know what I have to say. I love that. I love getting on Zooms like this. I love like doing Zooms for other people because like I had a girl today ask me to do a Zoom for her next week, and it literally made my entire day just because, oh, Morgan, stop. I'm not going to read that comment. I will let her cry. Anyway, I'm literally going to block it on my phone or on my computer. So, but like, I just have something to offer that makes me feel good. That's just like how I vibe, I guess. But like if you guys have questions, I mean like I say if you're not on my team, but all you guys are on my team, so it's fine. But like with AJ, like I know, and even like today I needed help with how to respond to someone and I texted AJ. Like just because she's under me in Tree Viewer doesn't mean anything. Like she had something to offer and I knew that, and like I needed her help, so I asked her. And like that doesn't mean that she's gonna be like, wow, like she literally has no idea what she's doing. That's just, yeah, it's like, it's just like a question. So yeah.
That's also one of the things that I wanted to talk about was like, I've just been like realizing all this stuff lately, honestly. Like I've just been doing a lot of like self-development and stuff. And I realized that I am very prideful, and it's very hard for me to say like, I don't know, or like, it's very hard for me to like, sometimes it's like hard for me to take advice from other people because I'm like, but like I'm gonna do it this way, and that's like a negative thing about me. But like if somebody else has something to offer you, put your pride aside and ask them, even if you're scared, even if it's like not even your leader, but it's like a leader. They may tell you no sometimes, like it may be like a ask your leader thing, but sometimes like they're more than willing to help you. You just have to put your pride aside and say like, I need help and I need to do this, because what other option do you have? We don't have a textbook to go off of. We don't have like a operation manual. We have people and we have experience and we have people's fails and we have people's success, and that's how we learn and that's how we go further.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to like piggyback off of that.
Any different as well. I mean, like when you, and like I know AJ's gonna feel the same way. Like, and I think I started to say about this and I kind of got sidetracked or talk about this and I got sidetracked. Sidetracked. That's not a word. It's fine. Doesn't take much to go triple, you guys. It's fine. So it just this is my life. So but like it literally makes me so excited when people, I was talking about this, like when people like send me screenshots and things like that, because like I know that that's one more person on my downline that is ready to run, ready for my help. Like we don't look at you any different when you even do or don't send us screenshots. But I know like as leaders, it literally feels so good knowing that in my downline of 652 distributors, that's how many distributors are underneath me, okay? 16 are on this Zoom, and I'm so thankful for you 16. I know some of us are busy and we have lives and like this is kind of late. I'm not saying I'm not thankful for the other people, but like it just makes me so happy to know that well, 17, someone hopped on. Hello. That's funny. So, but like, that just makes me so happy that there's, I guess, 15 minus me and AJ, but there's people here that are ready to learn and ready to run to the top with us, because that's like what my goal is. Like, I am going Ambassador Diamond by the end of this year, and I want to bring every single flippin' person to Ambassador with me. And like, by you sending those screenshots, that just gets you one step closer, and it just gets you like one step closer to that goal. And like, I could probably go on and on about this, but it's just like, don't be afraid to send screenshots. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's girls that are on, we call them sideline sisters, but like girls that are under Shay, but not under me, that send me screenshots and ask for help. And like, that's okay. That's not weird. That's just one team, one mission. I mean, that's not like bad or anything. So like, if you like need help, just don't be afraid to ask. I mean, like, I know all of us are here to help. Every single person on this Zoom would be willing to help you if you feel like you can't reach out to one of us. But like, just know that we are all here ready to help you. And along with that, I put my phone number in the in the boom chat in the comments. It's also the Zoom code, so I can remember it. But like, if you don't have my phone number, save it in your phone. And I know Jennifer said like, I'm going to need to get on some calls with you. Like, just text me, be like, hey, like, it's Jessica, like, I want to do a phone call today with so and so. And like, I'm more than likely free because this is all I do all day. And like, I know me or AJ would be so willing to do that for you guys, because like, we want to help each and every one of you be successful. Yeah, that was kind of my spiel on that.
No, I totally agree. I love, like, I get excited when people text me a screenshot and they're like, I don't know what to say, because, and not like in a way that like, I want you to come to me, but in a way that I'm like, yes, girl, like, yes, like, that shows that you want it. That shows that you're eager to learn. That shows that you're not being prideful. That shows that you are a leader. Every single one of y'all on this Zoom are a leader, because one of the main traits that it takes to be a leader is initiative. Nobody said, I mean, well, we say like Zooms now, but nobody said, you better get on this Zoom. Go get on Zoom. Go sign on. You got on Zoom. You came on, and that shows like the self-discipline that it takes to be a leader and to go further and to go higher. So yeah, like she was saying, like, I appreciate all 15, 16, 17, however many people are on here, because like I was saying, if I have something to offer, I want to offer it to you. And I really hope that like you take something away from this, because every single one of us can take bits and pieces of everybody else and be our best self, if that makes sense. So I just had one more question, like one more little thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. And be completely honest with yourself. This is kind of like a 3 or 4 part question, but how many days of last month did you give 100% for your why? How many days of the month did you work? Did you do all the things? Did you push for those little babies that call you mommy, for those bills sitting on your counter, for all the reasons why you're doing this that are bigger than yourself? And I just want you to like think about that for a second and write a genuine number down. And then how many days did you only give like 90 to 70%? How many days did you only give like 70 to 50%? Or 50? How many days did you do nothing? Because like you felt like this is happening in my life and it's hard today. Did life get in the way those days, or did you let it? Because we all have those days when we don't want to do anything. We all have those days when something happens and it just totally throws our day and throws our mind and throws our energy or consumes us. But we have to make time in our day for our whys, because that one day that you didn't work is one more day that you won't have what you want, that you won't be where you want to be. And so you have to look at it as, I will not let life get in the way today. Y'all, my battery died the other night, and I found out that my grandmother is going to pass away really soon. And that was the last day of the month, I think. And and my phone died too. So my car died, my grandma was about to die, and then my phone died. And then I was like, well, shoot. And like, I had girls like trying to maintain, and like, I'm trying to talk to my leaders. And I walked up to a stranger and I was like, hey, my phone's dead. And like, totally like, that is not me. But my why was bigger than being scared to talk to that stranger. So I literally called like a couple of my leaders and I was like, hey girl, I'm in a stranger's car and I don't have battery, but like, what do you need from me? What can you send me a chart? What's going on? Like, my phone's dead. I have a couple of minutes. I did what I had to do in the midst of my tears. And I called Cheyenne during that. And I was like, I can't cry right now because I need to do what I need to do. But I like told her what was going on. And like, I'm not saying be heartless. I cried that night, but I knew that there was people depending on me and my kids were depending on me. And my why was bigger than, oh, my battery died and my car battery died and my grandma's going to die. That sounds heartless. I love my grandma, but she was alive that night and I was right next to her. So I didn't go throw like a pity party about my day in my room, in my bed, like, you know? So I just really want to emphasize nothing can get in your way unless you let it. No event, no tragedy, no car dying, no mindset. You can overcome everything if your why anchors you down and holds you accountable and keeps you going and keeps pushing you. Can't talk. These last 2 months, I have been waking up before my kids because like waking up in the morning and getting me dressed and ready and them dressed and ready and fed and out the door, I had no time before, like in between waking up in school. So I wasn't posting and I wasn't messaging and I wasn't doing all the things. And I had to start waking up before my kids because it's so worth it for me to wake up a little bit earlier to know that in the future I can send my kids to college long term, but short term I can pay my bills because I woke up an hour earlier. And like sometimes for me, I physically have to get up and brush my teeth and get dressed and shower and like do all the things and get ready because that's what it takes for me. And so figure out what works. Sorry, hiccups. What works for you? Are you staying up late? Are you getting on all the Zooms? Are you waking up in the morning? How much time do you spend scrolling on social media? How much time do you get consumed and sucked in watching Netflix or, you know, doing whatever? Of course, a lot of us join this because we want the time, we want the freedom, and we still have that freedom. We get to dictate our schedule. Nobody's telling us clock in at this time and be there. I mean, a lot of us still have jobs, but like, as far as this business, you are your boss, but you do not have the luxury yet of being ambassador, triple, quadruple, black diamond, whatever, of sitting and just being like, I don't want to do that today. We don't have that luxury yet. And like, even as a almost triple, I work every day. I have to, because nobody's going to pay my bills but me. And I still have that freedom and I get to dictate when I want to do things. And yeah, I do stuff in my pajamas. Like the other day, I think I was like messaging in the tub or interacting in the tub. Like I was still working, but you just have to understand and have that discipline enough to know that like, this is freedom, but I need to be productive and I need to hold myself accountable. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback off of that, and I have like 3 things to say. The first thing, I just had so many people text me like, hey, how do I make this into a phone call? So I copied and pasted a message, and I'm going to put it in the in the chat, not the boom chat. It's going here. And
we can't talk.
Words are hard. This is a message to send to all of your potentials, and this can either be done with me or AJ. It's not going to hurt our feelings, but just kind of like just use this and just say like, I want to like get on a phone call with you so you can hear my leader's story, because like I feel like it'll be so you can make a decision and see if it'll be a good fit for you, and I just wanted to share it with you. Like, it's that simple. If they say no, all right, thank you so much for your time. Like, you know what? I'm going to pause myself right there. On Courtney Bohr's Zoom that she just had, Nicole said, whenever people tell her no, she was like, all right, girl, it's totally fine. I'm here for you if you change your mind or if you ever have any questions. That was genius. I was like, I just typically say like, thanks so much for your time. Have a great day. And it's like, no, like they're going to come to me next week with questions about this Triple Threat Summer Glow tone-up package. Like, cause it's amazing, you know? So like, that's something that I'm going to start saying, but, exactly. And so like, I know like we're all here to do it. And I mean, like, even if you've made a paycheck with this business, you have a story. And that's ultimately what I feel. Just because I'm triple diamond or AJ's double diamond, that doesn't mean that like we're the only 2 people. And like, I wasn't trying to be like that, but you guys know what I mean. Like, if y'all want to go to your enroller, they have a story. And like, if you want to come to me, I have a story. And like with AJ and like literally every single one of us. And so That was one thing. The next thing was how when AJ was saying like, don't let it's try not to let life get in the way. I know I've talked about this before, and I also just kind of wanted to piggyback off of that. Like when I was pushing for triple, this is like, I sound super heartless when I say this, but y'all understand what I mean. So on the 16th of January, it was my dad's birthday. We were out to dinner at the same restaurant that we've been going to since, how old am I? 20 years, almost 21 years. And we get a phone call that my grandpa died on his birthday from cancer that had literally spread from being like this big in his lungs in November to him literally dying in his bed 2 months later. It sucked. And I do not cry. I mean, like, I'll be honest, like I think Danny is the only person that seen me crying. That was at conference when they announced the comp plan. Like, if y'all were with me, I was literally crying. Like, I just like don't cry. And it's hard for me to cry because when I was 16, my best friend passed away. And that was really hard for me. I was a baby and my best friend died. And it's still hard for me to understand, even to this day. So after that, I don't handle death well. And I'm not going to get into that subject because, but like, it's hard. So from there, I had like multiple family members pass away. And it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad. Because like, that's just, after that, it was just like, really nothing can like top that in my life of like the spectrum of like how shitty can it be. So like, that's just like kind of how I think about it. And like, I know that's like I said, we all handle it in different ways, but leading on to that. So whenever my grandpa passed away, that was like the first person that it like literally hit me to my core that like, and like, this is going to come out and it's not going to sound good, but I want y'all to know that it's coming from a good place. I purposely did not go see him because I didn't want to see him at his worst. I wanted to remember my papa as my papa. And I also didn't go see him because I was pushing for triple. And that's hard. And that eats at me daily. I think about it all the time. I think about like, what if I would have gone to see him? And I think about like, well, like, what if I would have missed my promotion? Or like, what if I wouldn't have signed that triple threat I signed that day, or that DT? And that it eats at me. And I'm not telling you to miss out on the things with your family or to miss out on the things. I'm not saying that whatsoever. And that's like me grieving about like what had happened. But in that moment, I was focused on a goal. And I knew my grandpa, he didn't even know I was in this business, okay? So he had no freaking clue. He probably wouldn't have remembered because he had Alzheimer's. I can't say that word either. Go figure. So he wouldn't have remembered. And like, that's okay. Like, I remember my papa as my papa, and that's all that matters. And I knew like every time that my dad said like, hey, like, do you want to go see Papa Carl? And I was just like, no, like, I'm sorry, but like, I just can't see him like that because like, I mean, like, you guys understand, like, y'all know what I mean if you've had a family member pass away. And it was just like really hard for me. And like, that's, I said, it was just like kind of me grieving about it. But like, I was so focused on me promoting to triple, AJ promoting to double, 500 girls going diamond is what it felt like. Like all of these promotions on my team that I knew he would have said, like, don't worry about it. Like, focus on that. Because like at the end of the day, that's what matters. And like, I've dealt with that and like with God in my own way. But like, AJ, I'm muting you for a second. It started like echoing. I just want to let you know. But no, you're good. So but yeah, like I was just so like tunnel vision and like tunnel focused on that goal. And like, I'm not saying to like, if someone's sick to like not go see them. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying like, you can't let stubbing your toe get in the way of you going for a promotion. Like today, this is so stupid. I'm not going to get into it. I got a phone call from someone and it upset me. And I literally thought about it for 2 hours. Get over yourself. Like I literally sat right here in this chair and I was just like, my day sucks. Oh my God. And I literally was throwing the biggest pity party, the biggest drama queen. If y'all know me, I'm a freaking drama queen. I was throwing the biggest pity party about this super minor inconvenience. And it was so dumb. Like, it was literally so dumb. And it could, Isaac. I want one so badly. It was like something that I could have literally pushed off within 5 seconds and gone on about my day. And like, I think I literally was thinking about that whenever she was saying this. And I was like, you are so dumb. Like, come on, you know?
Like,
And,
yeah, I wanted to say something about that too.
no, you're good, you're good.
So just opening up and being vulnerable, because I love y'all. I was in this business when I found out that I was pregnant with Isaac. And when I when I found out that I was pregnant again, Nova was like, yikes, like 2 months old, and I was like a month pregnant or something. Like, it was like very close together. I laid on the bathroom floor and I sobbed, and it wasn't about like even like having another baby. It was knowing like their dad's a piece of crap and he doesn't help and he doesn't do anything and I don't have money, and like I just had this freak out of like, how do I buy diapers and like what do I do? And Cheyenne, like, I think I called you and I was like, I'm having another baby, do not tell anybody.
It was,
and like I had to make it happen.
Day, and it was April 14th, and she was like, I'm having another baby, please don't tell anyone, I need this. And I
needed it to work. Like,
yeah, like,
I do not get child support. I don't get money from like anybody. No, if I get I'm not like crapping on a Ruby paycheck, because Rubies are great, but like if I get a Ruby paycheck tomorrow, we're evicted. Like I have to make it happen, and like that's my anchor and that's my why. And so it's like I was so depressed and so sick with like both of my pregnancies, but like when I found out I was pregnant with Isaac, it was like rough, because I was like, how am I going to do this? And like, how am I going to get away from their dad? And how am I going to do it without him? And I can't do it, but I can't like let them see him beat me either. And I can't like let them be exposed to that. So like, what do I do? And I was freaking out every day, but I knew that I had to make it happen. And like, I know that's like a really extreme example. Like Cheyenne's like, we're not saying like it has to be something so extreme and so drastic, but just like, we have to do it, because if we don't, then what happens? Our bills aren't paid.
Yeah,
and we're not going to progress.
Day, like, life's going to happen. And like, we get that. We've both been through life. I'm sure all 14 people on this Zoom have been through some form of a crappy situation. It sucks. But like, you can't, and like, I'm not saying that like AJ finding out she was pregnant or my grandpa passing away was a minor minor inconvenience. But like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like, you cannot let the minor inconveniences of y'all remember text replacement disappeared that 1 month. Yeah. Oh my God. Y'all would have thought the world
died.
I went into a straight panic mode, and I'm so proud of myself, because the old me that would have happened to would have been like, well, there went double diamond. That sucks. But like, no, I literally sat on Zoom at Jeremy's house whenever we were still like living with our parents. And I literally found an app that did text replacement that was like $6.99. I was like, you know what? $6.99 is worth a $5,000 paycheck. Let's go. So I downloaded that app. I spent an hour and a half transferring all my text replacements over. And then you know what? The next day, text replacement came back. Don't you look at that? It was great, wasn't it? But you know what? It happened. And I did that. I was, Shay always says this, and it makes me like, action minded. That's not the word. Solution minded. That's what it was. Like being solution minded, and just like instead of saying like, oh my gosh, like, hey, another example, going double was a hard promotion too. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I fell walking in the rain outside of Jeremy's house, knocked my purse into a puddle that had my binder of paper into water. All my potentials gone, my chart gone, everything that I was using. Jordan, that was a bad day, and I don't want you to remember it. But like, I was so upset, and like, I could have sat there and again cried, like, my promotion is literally over with. All of my potentials are gone. My chart's gone. But no, I sat there and I got home and I went to my diamond and I went to my emerald and I was like, please send me your guys' charts. Like, for the love of God. And I was like, send me your charts. And I literally went through my Instagram DMs, wrote down every single potential. I went to my Facebook DMs, wrote down every single, oh my God, you just scared the life out of me. God. Sorry, Sorry, Jeremy just walked out of our bed or our bedroom. So, but like it happens, and like we understand that, but you have to be solution minded and understand that things are going to happen, and you have to just immediately have that like turnaround that like, okay, it's fine, it happened. Like I'm gonna figure it out, and just like have that solution there. And like if you need one,
Right.
come up with a solution, call us. Like or just talk, whatever you want to do. It's fine.
So like what I was saying earlier about like the anchor, like your why being the anchor, think of it as like you are a ship and that anchor is deep, deep, deep in the ocean and it is dug in the sand. And the wind is like blowing the ship. And like that wind is all the distractions and all the things that happen and all the things that try to knock us off track. I don't know if y'all know, I don't know if y'all like believe in God, but whatever you believe in, like there is like an enemy. There is somebody that does not want to see you succeed. It may be like Susie across the street. Susie across the street may just be waiting for you to fail. And like, don't let that happen. That anchor is holding you there and you are set and like you are thriving. And just speak life into your day and into your situations and just say like, okay, that sucked. So now I have to readjust. Okay, so like the other day I picked up my daughter out of her crib and I had like a list of things to do and she threw up all over me and I was like, oh, and I had to reevaluate my whole day, but I got what I needed to do done. So it's just kind of like that. Let your why be the anchor and don't let anything sway you because it's not worth it. Dropping your purse in the puddle is not worth it. Having a bad day is not worth it. And then if you do allow yourself to have that one bad day, it just makes the next day okay because you're like, oh, I've done this before. And you get in that negative groove or that like, I don't want to work and I'm feeling lazy. I've done that. It is so hard to get out of. And as leaders, it's hard to get our team out of it when they see you in this like negative mindset or not working or getting in a rut, and they do it too. And so when you have this enlightenment and you're like, I'm ready, I'm motivated, I'm doing all the things, they're like, oh, okay. And it's hard to motivate them again. So
Yeah, and something that I just thought about, I don't know why this just came back into my head, but earlier when AJ was talking about how um this is such a side comment. I grew up calling AJ Ashley, so every time I call her AJ, I stutter because I'm like, is that her name? Because like, it kind of freaks me out. But yeah, so
I hate Ashley, like for the record. Like,
don't call her Ashley. So anyway, AJ, she said, like we don't have like we're not like double triple, you know, like Black Diamond. We don't have that. I don't know what she said. Y'all know what I'm talking about when she was like, we can't just like sit back and just like hang out. And like I know like it's hard sometimes. I mean like it's hard and like it gets difficult. I mean like it gets difficult even like if it's just you on your team. Like if you don't have any distributors yet, it's hard to work sometimes. Like we understand that, but like I was going somewhere with this and I lost it, so I'm gonna try to pick something back up. But like I remember a Zoom that Amber Parker did. She was just like, Ashley, I don't like my name. That was funny. So she was just saying how I just lost my train of thought again. Holy crap.
you were saying, oh, no, I forgot what you were saying.
I was talking about Amber Parker and something that she was saying on the like apologetic yellow Zoom. And I literally had it in my head and I just lost it. So
before that, you were talking about how we're not like triple, quadruple Black Diamonds and we can't just sit back.
It's literally gone. Basically, just like, and like, and this is like, I'm just going to try to figure something out and pull something out. But like, just don't sit back. Cause I mean, like when you're coasting, you're not coasting up. Your paycheck's not growing. You're coasting down. And sorry, my alarm just went off to do a power hour. But this is a little bit longer than I expected, but it's totally fine. If you guys have to hop off, this is going to be on my YouTube channel, so don't worry. But we're just like kind of talking and I'm enjoying it. So, but like, oh my God, something's wrong. but like
taking like coasting. Yeah. So like,
yes.
I'm going to be totally honest, me and a lot of other people on the 25th of last month, we were like, oh, like, ouch, this is rough. It shouldn't be that way. And like, I'm going to speak for myself. And I was really hard on myself. And I was like, I was not doing all the things every day. And I was in my living room, like sitting here on my couch, and my kids were playing when I was going through updating my charts and stuff and looking at my volume. And I had this moment of like, I am sorry. Because like there was days like I would do anything for 4 more days. And there was probably 4 days that I didn't do like nearly as much as I should have done. And so don't let the end of the month come and then you're like, oh, I wish I had like just a few more days. And like so many people, and there's people on this Zoom right now that were so close to a promotion. And I am not implying that these people did not work every day, but I'm just saying some people were so close to like what they wanted to happen and it didn't happen, and they would have gave anything for a few more days. So at the end of the month, just don't look back and say like, oh, I wish I had a few more days, because there's probably days that like you weren't doing anything. So just take value in every single day. This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. This is what I'm going to do this week, and just soak up each day, and you get so much further. Because I have this mindset now that like struggling to maintain should not happen. If we're working every day, if I'm working every day, I should know I'm maintaining and then some every single month, like a snowball. So that's just like my mindset and where I'm at, and all the things that I've said. Like, I just wanted to be open and honest about a lot of things that like I've realized, and just hope that like y'all took something from what I said and know that like I love y'all and I wish I could hug you all through the phone.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go off of that. Like something that I remember AJ called me about the other day was, she was like, I had a really hard day today, but you know what? Like I stayed up until 2 a.m. to get my messages out. And like, y'all, she's working. Like she's not just working at work. She has I almost said GOB. She has a JOB. And like, she's like still making.
And I'm in school.
Yeah, and she's in school, and she has that precious baby boy and another baby girl that's at her grandma's house. But like, she still stayed up to get her work done. You know what I mean? It's just like, it happens. And like, there's times when, I mean, like, especially towards the end of the month, I mean, like, I know for all of my promotions, and especially for triple, I did not sleep. And like with double, I did not sleep. Like at that point, and like especially like going triple, that was just such a huge promotion. And whenever you're pushing for those huge promotions, and I know like we all can attest to this, just because like there's times when we've missed promotions. I've missed promotions. It sucks. Like it's hard, but you have to bounce back from that. And like you have to be able to say, and like I know that like I wanted to go triple in January and it didn't happen, but I also didn't show up for my business every single day. So I kept going, and I knew that, I mean, this team just in January alone enrolled 8,000 group volume. Like for some of y'all, that would get you your promotion and then the next one, you know? And it's like, that is so much. And that is what this team did in a month. And like, it's so crazy. And like, actually the month that we promoted triple, my volume doubled. My group volume freaking doubled from February to March. That's insane, you guys. We went from over 25 or no, to like 22-ish thousand dollars in sales to almost 50 in a month. And like that's what like we did by coming together and like locking arms and just literally doing the damn thing. And like obviously it's hard, and like there's going to be days when instead of doing your 6 list 5 times, you can only do it once. That's okay. But at the end of the day, if you go to bed and you're like, I didn't get done what I needed to get done, you better not lay your freaking head down on that pillow, and you better get your phone out and finish the 6 list. And I don't say that as in like a dictator type of way. There's times when I've done that. Like I'm so freaking tired, but like I haven't messaged, and I'll be super transparent with you guys. And like messaging for some reason has been so hard for me lately. But last night in your game changer chats, which I hope all of you guys are in, if you're not in one, then message me or AJ and we'll get you in yours. But like, I don't know if y'all realize, but I sent my screenshot of my messages at almost midnight last night because I went to bed and I was like, I didn't message. And with me, I can't message in my bed. Like, Ashley, you can do that. Awesome. As soon as my head hits that pillow, gone. So like,
That's what I was saying. Sometimes I have to get up in the morning when like I'm laying there and I'm tired, and I have to get dressed like I'm going to a job and sit my butt at that kitchen table and do the things, because like I have to get up.
Exactly. And like, it's hard. I mean, like, look, today, this is my getting ready today. I brushed my hair and I brushed my eyebrows and my teeth, you know, here we go. But like, I had to like get up and like get out of bed and just like go somewhere. And like, I don't know if y'all were on earlier, but I was like, I even went to Starbucks today just because I was sitting here and I sit here for promotion months and I sit there for like, we work in. I don't know why. I work better here than I do at my desk. So I had to come back over here and I had to figure out like what kind of groove, because I promoted a triple right here. Actually, I was on my couch, but I did the majority of the work right here because I don't know why. This is technically Jeremy's spot, but I got it done right here. So I stayed right here and freaking worked. And I was like sitting here and I was like, I cannot do this. And I had to do, my goal is to do 4 power hours a day. Like I said, he brings me luck. He's playing his video game, so I wasn't gonna be mean because he wouldn't have been able to hear me. So, but yeah, and like my goal is to do 5 power hours a day. And I don't want you to think like, damn, like shit. But like I work this only. This is my only job. And then to feed my boyfriend and to feed my cat. So like if you have a job, just like you have to do what you can do. And like Morgan, I know where she works because I used to work with her and she was actually my boss, which is so crazy. When I was working at Zoe's with her, I only did 1 power hour a day because while I was in school, Michaela, he's eating right now. Like while I was in school, I was also working there and I could physically only fit 1 power hour a day into my schedule, but I did that freaking power hour and I did it good, you know? And it's like you just have to do what you can do. And like, just because like Becky Sue is over here, like doing 10 power hours, that also doesn't mean that she's enrolling more than you. That doesn't mean
and that doesn't mean that she's
yeah.
getting the quality. Cause like, I don't have time to do it. So I know if I'm sitting down on this couch, I am working. And like a couple months ago, like y'all know this, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom other than school. So I was home with these babies all the time and the self-discipline was hard. And I was probably doing less work than I am now, going to school full-time and working and raising my kids. So like the quality that you put in is also like impactful. So don't feel like somebody like Cheyenne who just can like be at home and work. Like, I mean, she works hard, we know this, but like there's other people that sit at home and they don't do nothing and you're doing more work than them. So don't like make that in, like, right, like Michaela said, quality over quantity. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And like I'll be completely honest, like whenever I became a full-time rap girl, which this month in 25 days I will have been a full-time rap girl for an entire year, which is crazy. Like I came home and I did not do a dang thing. Like, and it's so funny because like we like dream for this freedom and to be able to be full-time rap girls, and then we get it and we don't do anything with it. We literally do. And like what AJ said, like I'm not like throwing her under the bus, but like she was like, I was doing more work then, but it's like it happens. Like I was doing more work, working a full-time job and going to school than I was just working this. And like I'll be honest with you guys, I went back to school. I have to. I'm so bored during the day. And like that's a great thing to be able to say. But I picked up like an online thing to learn about nutrition, health, and wellness to broaden my knowledge of what bless you, with like what we're doing here. He really told me to shut up. With like what we're like doing here and everything. But like I had to do that for my business because like when I'm doing this, like I like go sit on my couch for school. Or I'll, so lame, I moved to this chair, to that little bar stool, and I did schoolwork. And then I moved right back here and I did It Works. But like, you have to do whatever you have to do. And it's just like, I thrive better in chaos. So I had to like put a little bit more on my schedule to be able to like do that intentional work.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, you're good.
Nova's grandma just texted me and I have to bring her asthma medicine. So I actually have to hop off.
Okay.
But I just wanted to wrap it up saying those 4 questions again. And I really like want y'all to write them down and answer them genuinely and reflect on yourself. And so just again, they were, what is your why? Your why that's deeper than you, that's deeper than money, that's bigger than a paycheck. The second one was, where did it go? On my notes. What is your value? Like, what can you add to your team, if that makes sense? Or like what is value the right word? Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then what ranks are your team striving for this month, and how are you as their leader helping them every day? And then how many days of last month did you give 100%? 90 to 70%, 70 to 50, or nothing? And then just be honest with yourself about how that is going to roll over into this month. And then what are you going to change, and what are you going to do? And just like have an honest conversation with yourself, because you can't lie to yourself. So sometimes it's hard to like cover up the truth to other people, or like not want to be honest, but like when it's just you staring in that mirror, like you have to hold yourself accountable. So I'm kind of freaking out because like Noah's asthma is really bad, so I have to go. But
No,
I love you guys, and hugs.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I did put the questions in the chat. Just so you guys can have those. If you need them, just text me for them. I'm going to take a picture of them just in case I forget them. If y'all have any other questions for me, put them in the chat. If you have any other questions for AJ that I can send her and like be able to get you a response, put them in the chat. But I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys took something from this. I literally love AJ absolutely so freaking much. I know she has so much to give, and because like we are just two totally different people, and like I said, like we are just so different, but we're so alike. So that's why like I'm gonna start doing more like, not like leader trainings, but like I'm gonna talk, AJ's gonna talk, our leaders are gonna talk, we're gonna have like a special guest, like things like that, so you're not just like hearing my voice or hearing I don't know, Shay's voice, something like that. Like you're hearing other people's voices and just kind of getting that perspective for everyone. So